What's some of the biggest lessons you learned building this business?
So the number one lesson is do not let your emotions get the best of you. That's the number one thing I learned. My business is my baby, and I want to protect my baby.
You literally changed my perspective in business. My question is, how did you get there?
I'm not gonna lie, my first brisket was ass. It was not good. It was not good at all. And I finally figured it out. I got two things that are most important to me: the quality of my food and customer service.
Is there a moment in your life growing up where you had like this defining moment?
I suffered from OCD. My mother, we lost her in 2020. 4 a.m., we get a knock on the door from the cops. So they wake me up. They pretty much were like, yeah, your mom's dead. And they started trying to ask me questions. And I was like, no, she's not. I was like, no, we're not doing this. The next 5 years was really just an identity crisis for me. I was going through so many mental issues. Like, I'm depressed. What is it gonna take to make me happy? And I didn't think it was gonna be barbecue.
Dude, you are living people's dream.
I'll never forget that grand opening, bro. The picture you sent me with the line from the drone up, I never imagined that. I wanna leave a legacy behind for them so they can just like look at their dad and be like, my dad was Smokey Drew.
If somebody wanted to start a food truck today, what would be the first 3 things they should do?
If you want to start a food truck, number one.
I'm going to talk about the very beginning. First of all, the way I met you was incredible. So we purchased this building like in August, and it was the first day that I moved into this building. I get a knock on the door, 8 o'clock at night, from a tall white man that was adamant about speaking to me about business and potentially doing something with the building. When I opened the door, it caught me off guard. But he was so adamant. It's like, my son has a food truck. He has his business idea. Can you just...
So I'm going to pause real quick. First and foremost, that's Pops, and that is the glue that holds this entire operation together. Yeah, like being a business owner, I never realized would be so stressful. I'm only 3 months in, and I crashed out in the first 6 weeks because Pops was so comfortable with his job. He was afraid of leaving. And I'm like, God, we got something big here. I'm going to match your salary, but I need you as a partner full time. Like, you're the glue. You know, we had to shut down operations for a week. You know, we went through a couple emotional, mental, you know, a lot of things that a lot of people don't see behind closed doors, but I've always been transparent with my following. And that's one thing I will always do. I'm going to share the ugly with the good. Because a lot of people love to post the good on Facebook, but not show the ugly. And there's both sides to the story. Like, you got to let them know it takes hard work. It takes a lot of mental stability, a lot of discipline, and a lot of calculations to figure out how to run business. And I know for one fact is, without my father, this business does not run. He is the backbone.
Your father loves you a lot.
He does.
I'm going to say this. You've been in business for how long?
So grand opening is February 7th. Like 3 months.
I got to witness. You literally changed my perspective in business. I've been in business for a long time. I built a business, sold a business, started another business.
Right.
But seeing your business and how much a unicorn you are in business, I don't think people really understand the dynamic of creating a business and everything entails. It's basically what you said. So
Starting from the bottom.
Literally, you started in your kitchen. And so Pops was adamant about us meeting. And we talk about an hour. We're like, dude, we could talk all day long.
Yeah, we just clicked.
And then a few days later, I see that you was selling wings on Facebook. And I kind of like seen your style and what you were doing. And I'm like, oh, this guy's on something. Right. But I pulled up to your house. And I want to give everybody the experience for the people that don't know.
Yeah, I see it, yeah.
I pulled up to your house.
I played recording a long time ago.
Yes. But about me here, I pulled up to your house, and this is the second, I don't know you.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm out front. I text you, I'm out front. You're like, come in. And I'm like, yo, what the hell's he fucking with?
Yeah, come in my house, yeah.
And then you come out, he's like, come in. Yeah, so I walked into your house, and for the people that don't know, as soon as you walk into your house, on the left is the kitchen, on the right is the living room.
Right.
And you have a whole restaurant kitchen set up.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, just completely decked it out, yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm excited to eat these wings. I bought wings for a couple of my friends. 2 minutes later, ding dong. A minute later, ding dong. By the time you gave me my food, there was 15 people in the house.
15 people literally in my dining room crammed together.
I was like, there's no way this man is not going to take this to the next level. And so my question is, how did you get there? How did you arrive? Because there's a statistic, especially in food. Food businesses don't last more than 2 years. One, because there's not enough margins. Two, they don't know how to market.
Right. So I'm great at marketing. I don't know why I am. I just love doing it. I do all my marketing. As far as profit margin goes, barbecue does not have great profit margin. That a lot of work at. Yeah. And I'll be completely honest. The only way I was able to get here, and we'll back it up a little bit. When I was growing up, I wasn't taught about credit. I wasn't taught about anything financially like that. So when I was younger, I mean, I all my shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like I messed up on my credit. I didn't really have much on credit wise. So I reached out to my wife's father, who was very close to me. And I said, sir, if you can co-sign on this trailer for me, I give you my word, it'll be paid off in the next 2 years. And he believed in me and he co-signed for me. That's the only way I was able to even get that trailer. Like I'm not gonna lie and say like, I pulled that out of my axe because that's not realistic. I needed a bankroll. I had to get a bankroll. I'm $100,000 invested in this business.
Let's talk about that. This vision, where did it start? For you to start even barbecue? Because so you had a full-time job before you went full-time in a business.
Right.
So let's talk about that.
All right. So I was working my full-time job. I worked at American Pound, literally like 3 miles down the street. Nothing bad against American Pound. I was doing engineering and sales. And it was a lot of math, and I was really good at it. But I had a lot of downtime. Just the way that it was set up, I just had a lot of downtime. And I didn't really get along with a lot of my coworkers because it was a lot of older women, and I was the only male. And, there was just nothing we could talk about. I like cutting nuts when I'm working, it makes the day go by quicker. But, the best part for me was I'm getting a good salary every week. I'm not on hourly pay. I get the weekends off. I'm 5 miles down the street. I was comfortable. And that's where I made my mistake, is while I was comfortable. But I didn't know it yet. And when I started to know it was probably 4 years after I bought when I bought my first smoker, it turned into therapy for me. It was very artistic. It was like, I didn't even like cooking the food to eat the food. I just like cooking the food to make the food look good, to be perfect. Like, how can I make this perfect? I'm a perfectionist, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I get this perfect? And, I'd invite the boys over. They'd come over on Saturdays. We'd watch Gator games, drink some beers. I wouldn't be mean. I just wanted to see the expression on their face when they tried the food. I'm not gonna lie, my first brisket was ass. It was not good. It was not good at all. And I finally figured it out through just trial and error. And one day my buddy was like, dude, you got to share this with the community. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to give up my weekends to do more work. I'm already tired. And he's like, just give it a shot. So I did. And I had one pellet smoker, which was like 24 inches wide. And we ran a promotion for Baby Back Slabs that week. And we got like 16 pre-orders. So I'm like going on Amazon, like, how can I find a rack that can line up these ribs to fit on the smoker, And we made it work. That's before pops even evolved, As these ribs are cooking, like, it's just not the proper way, like the ends were burning. It was just not up to my standard. I'm in the backyard throwing up. My wife's on the phone. My dad, like, Bob, you need to get here. Like, Drew's stressing out. So he comes over and, we serve those ribs, and I'm just disgusted with them. And the community all supported me. They're like, these ribs are great. In my opinion, they were terrible, absolutely terrible. But after that day, I was like, if they like this, if I get the proper equipment, I'm going to blow their minds because I know what I'm capable of. And we just kept building and building and building. And it went from slabs to 2 proteins, 2 sides, to next thing you know, I'm making my job fire me by taking 2-hour lunch breaks because my wife wouldn't let me quit, but I knew that we were onto something. So I had to force my hand there. And then finally, when I got my freedom, I was scared. But then we added Wednesdays. We did the Dollar Wing Wednesday, and that took off like crazy. And then the rest is history, as you said. You saw the line around the block when you came, and we just kept building from that. And then around November, I was like, I don't have any certifications. I don't have any licenses. Like, all these other restaurants out there, all these local businesses are paying their dues and doing things correctly. I need to do the same thing if I believe in myself. So we shut everything down for 3 months, shut it all down. I got all my licenses. I bought the food truck. I got everything set up. We had the grand opening February 7th, obviously, you were there. And I mean, that's how it began.
I want to talk about the mindset part, because the people we want to speak to, honestly, is people that want to get into entrepreneurship, but they are terrified. You know that feeling.
Yeah.
Somebody has this passion or they have this skill, but they're just so afraid because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
And they get paid a salary that's decent enough for them to make just a living. So this burning desire the way you did. What is it?
So nobody can help them but themselves.
What is it that you did that made you take action?
I'm going to be honest, man. I'm a rare bird. We can get real deep to my childhood or whatever, but I'll be honest. I had a problem with authority. I do not like being told what to do. I don't like being on schedule. I like making up my own stuff and, doing it my way.
Yeah.
When this whole barbecue thing started, I was like, wow, I have a real opportunity to actually like go at the speed that I believe is going to be successful. I call it Godspeed. And everybody's like, oh, I want this, and this. And it's like, yeah, we're not going to rush it. We're going to do this at my speed. It was God's speed, because that's why we're at where we are at 3 months of being open. Like, that's why the motto is no limits, just smoke, because there really is no limits.
A lot of people don't have that scene like beginning as you.
Because they live their life in fear. Okay. And I'm a hypocrite if I say I don't still do that. That is something that you have to work on and really discipline yourself, because it's so easy to be comfortable and be scared to take the next step. But if you truly believe in something that you actually have in your mind, like, hey, I can do this, I'm passionate about it, take the leap of faith, because the worst case scenario, you fail. And that's only going to teach you a lesson how to make yourself better.
What was some of the biggest lessons you learned building this business?
Oh, man. All right. So the number one lesson is do not let your emotions do the best of you. That's the number one thing I learned. All right. So my business is my baby, right? And I want to protect my baby. So in the very beginning, I would approach certain criticism probably in the not most professional way. And I had to learn how to get through that. I suffer from OCD. Like, I want to make everyone happy. And if I don't make everyone happy, it gets me down. It gets me depressed. And I realized you're not going to make everyone happy. It's not possible. Like, there's some people out there that are just difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the biggest obstacle I had to overcome. And then time, finances, and team building, actually building a structural team around me that can keep the quality of the food that I want to my expectations. I mean, it's been a roller coaster these last 3 months, man. I've been my mind doesn't stop.
You said so much there. So the OCD, perfectionism, that can either help you or hurt you.
Amen. You're right.
When did you realize that you had to pull back a little bit, if you have? Because I've seen some of that criticism. I've seen people say the most outlandish stuff and try to compare you with conglomerate companies that have been around for 20 years. And the fact that you are in the same conversation as these companies, that is a compliment within itself.
Exactly.
But sometimes you don't see that.
Exactly. So that's the glass half full, right? So I was always looking at it as a negative aspect. And now I've turned it to where you can't make everybody happy. You just got to do your best. And if you're doing your best, you're doing your best. What else can you do other than do your best? That's what my dad taught me.
Yeah. And I think even just sitting here next to you and how like transparent you are and how you approach things during the soft launch, I've seen people wait online for 4 hours because they care so much about you, your brand, and really interested in trying your food.
Right. And honestly, that doesn't make sense in my head, because I've never been anybody in life. In my personal opinion, I've always been my own worst enemy. And just to see, like, I'll never forget that grand opening, bro. The picture you sent me with the line from the drone up top around to the car wash, like, still to this day, I showed that to a customer the other day who was talking to me about opening a food truck in their dream and asking for advice. And I'm like, I'm an open book, buddy. Any way I can help you, I will. I never imagined that.
Do you think it's because you're so transparent and people feel connected more than like being sold? Because most businesses, when they start a business, they go straight into selling. I'm going to sell, I'm going to sell.
So I'm a great salesman, but I'm not trying to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got two things that are most important to me: the quality of my food and customer service. I want to make sure that you feel appreciated, because without you and buying my barbecue, I'm not going to be successful. So you are important by being here and supporting me. That's the most important thing. So I'm your boss. And I actually got in trouble Wednesday because I was like, all right, boss man, is that it for your order? And he's like, what'd you just call me? And I couldn't even remember. I was like, sir? And he was like, no, boss man. And I was like, oh, yeah, boss man. He was like, I'm not your boss. And I'm like, you are today. I'm serving you.
Wow, that's such an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
Do you think in 10 years from now, when you have multiple...
10 years from now.
What does 10 years from now look like? Did that scare you even just to think about that?
It didn't scare me, but it definitely made my heart skip. You know, it was like it's more of exciting. Like, dude, I just want to leave something for my family. I don't want to be a guy, and I'm not shitting on nobody. You know, everybody works hard, work your 9 to 5, do what you got to do. But I got daughters, I got a family. I want to leave a legacy behind for them so they can just like look at their dad and be like, my dad was Smokey Drew. You know, he created this. And they're only getting older. They're 2 and 5, and my 5-year-old can't wait to get in the truck and help me out. And that's what I'm thinking 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, like when I can have her there, just
taking over the legacy.
It's equally as scary as it's exciting. Like
that's good, man. As crazy as it sounds, for the short amount of time you've been in business, dude, you are living people's dream.
I know.
People that's been in business for 10 years and still can't, and I'm not trying to even boost you up, but I see it in my own eyes. Every time we driving down the street, Saturday and Wednesday, you always have a goddamn line.
Yeah. So typically Wednesdays are our slower days, but yeah, I mean.
So I really want to talk to that because somebody has a dream, bro. Somebody out there has a dream.
Yeah, and they need to chase it. They need to chase it. We can help them do that.
What is the blueprint? What do you think is the blueprint?
So the grand finale.
Yeah.
So at first I wanted a brick and mortar, but right now, like I said, I'm going at God's speed. I don't even know if I'll ever have a brick and mortar, like with the way things are going right now. So I've never rushed anything. So my next step is to get another truck to be a mobile unit with another team to do events and stuff. Because the truck we have right now, I promise the community, will be a home spot. It'll be iconic. It'll stay there forever. I'm not going back on my word. That will be there on Baseline Road, 1728 Southeast 58th Ave.
Yeah.
We will be there on Wednesdays and Saturdays unless we're doing an event or something. Or if I got a
you better now because now it's on camera.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if I got a birthday party for my daughters, I'm taking that week off and I'm posting about it because family's first, no matter what. And that's why I wanted to work for myself. Because I will never, ever, ever, not shitting on my dad. My dad's the best person in the world. He might have made 1 or 2 of my football games because he was always working and it hurt me growing up. And I'm not going to do that to my kids. I'm going to find their passion. I'm going to teach them the right way. Find something that works for you that you love doing and pursue that. And I will help you build that. And people will come. We will do it the right way.
Tell me more about your childhood.
My childhood was tough.
Is there a moment in your life growing up where you had like this defining moment? I mean, I'm not talking about like trauma.
Right.
About like this moment where it made you realize something and changed your perspective or it changed your life. For me, when I was 13 years old, I woke up and I became completely deaf. And so just imagine somebody who lives in a city thinking that I'm going to go play ball and I'm really popular to now not being able to hear. It was like an identity crisis overnight.
Absolutely.
I can't hear people. I have to learn sign language.
It's a huge audible.
It's insane.
Right.
What I realized throughout the years is that everybody has their own defining moment. And some either use that as a catalyst to help them build something.
Right.
Or they use that as an excuse on why they can't build something.
Right. And then you go into self-destruction.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at for most of my life. Like when my mother passed in 2020, that's right when I met my wife and she got pregnant shortly after. And, the next 5 years was really just an identity crisis for me. I was going through so many mental issues and just trying to figure out what my purpose was in life. Like I had no idea. I was just lost. Like a lot of other people, I was lost. And I just went with, the best thing I could find, which at the moment was doing the engineering and sales for the walk-in refrigerators. But I realized like I'm not going to be happy doing this. Like, I'm depressed every day. Even though I got a good job and a good salary, I'm not happy. What is it going to take to make me happy? And I didn't think it was going to be barbecue. I didn't. I had no idea. You know, it was a shot in the dark. It was a coin flip. And then, like I said, my buddy said, you know, give it a shot. And the rest is history at this point.
If it wasn't barbecue, what else would you be doing?
I mean, so I was a firefighter for about 6 years before that. And that's probably the most favorite job I ever had, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, being a firefighter was so amazing. Like, the job was, and I just want to put this out here on camera, on record. Firefighters are severely underpaid for what they do. It's not real. It's unacceptable.
And it's so hard to become a firefighter, no?
Yes and no. You got to go through fire school. Florida State Fire College is a bitch. Like, I mean, I thought that was the hardest thing I ever did until I opened a business, honestly. And yeah, I mean, it was rough. You know, they were always like, hey, fat boy, you're not going to make it. You know, it was really military style. And I just have no quit in me. There's no quit in me. And even when I feel like there is some quit in me, because I've almost quit a couple times, I'm not going to lie, bro. I mean, pressure busts pipes or it builds diamonds. And a lot of times I felt like I was either a pipe or a diamond. And right now, that fence is going right towards that diamond. And I just got to stay on that path.
Talk about your family.
I grew up with my mother, and then I was taken away from her, you know, for legality reasons, placed in care with my father, greatest man in the entire world, with my stepmom as well. And yeah, that man would work a third shift and a second shift job my entire childhood. So he'd go to work at like 11 p.m., come home at 3, eat dinner, chop it up with me, and go to sleep. So really never had much time to spend with him. And, you know,
Does that affect you even to this day? Or do you think this business has brought you guys?
So yes, a little bit, but this business has repaired so much of that. Like, we've had a lot of deep talks, me and him, and it was like all the puzzle pieces just fell in place, bro. Like, I can't explain it. You know, and I'm not going to get deep into my stepmom, but, you know, there was a lot of trauma that I had to deal with growing up, you know, with my mother as well, too. You know, she had an addiction problem. She had an addiction issue, right? And, you know, that's why we lost her in 2020. But she was a great person. You know, she was a great mother. She just had a disease.
Yeah.
And I just had to learn how to forgive myself, you know, through that process.
Do you carry some of that weight?
Very much so. Every single day.
How do you cope with that?
So I used to use alcohol. And about a month ago, I had a really big realization of, you know, yeah, when I drink, I have a good time. I have fun. You know, I hang out with the boys. I don't do anything. I'm not an angry drunk, but I'm killing myself and I'm setting a bad example for my children. Like, how do I carry this weight in a more responsible way? And I'm still learning how to do that. You know, obviously I cut out the drinking and stuff like that, but I don't really know when that weight is going to be fully lifted. You know, she never got to meet my kids. I mean, thank God she met my wife. And my wife actually told me the other day, like randomly, that my mom, you know, always wanted a grandchild. That, you know, that was a daughter, and then, you know, this and that. And like, it was a very deep conversation. We both cried together. I really just have to forgive her and myself. And I think I'm about 80% there, if I have to put a number on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to carry that weight for a while.
Yeah. I think so many people carry that weight.
Right. And in some perspective, everyone has some weight of that sort.
Do you blame yourself for any other?
Yes, 100%. 100%. My mother reached out to me the night that she was struggling. You know, she was clean for a while. And she's like, hey, son, I'm going through it. And I need you to come see me. She was staying at a hotel next to the racetrack on Pine, 441. And I was like, yeah, Mom, I'll come over. You know, I'll chop it up with you and I'll be there. And I forgot. And then my buddy hit me up and he's like, yo, it's first responder night at 100 Proof. We get half off on drinks. So we went, got shit-faced, went back to my house, totally forgot about my mom. And then like 4 a.m., we get a knock on the door from the cops. I'm passed out on my bed. My wife, you know, she was my girlfriend at the time, but she answered the door, you know, told them, yeah, he's probably not going to wake up. And they're like, all right, well, we're going to call EMS then. And she's like, no, let me go wake him up. So they wake me up and I'm just kind of like in this drunken daze. like of like reality and dreaming. And they pretty much were like, yeah, your mom's dead. And they started trying to ask me questions. And I was like, no, she's not. I was like, no, we're not doing this. And they were persistent. And, me being intoxicated, I'm like, if you don't leave, I'm going to go get my AR and kill you guys. Like, I was like crashing out. And they're like, we understand, sir, we're leaving. So I immediately went and sat in a little cul-de-sac at the end of my driveway at like 4 a.m. for like 3 or 4 hours. And just sat there and just thought, like, I'm never, ever going to be able to talk to my mom ever again, And she wasn't there in my childhood. And I always mistreated her for that because I had so much anger, And now that I've grown up, I'm like, man, she really did love me. Like, I could have done so much for her that I did not do, that I'll never have the opportunity to do again because it's gone. And I got to live with that. And every time I look at my daughters in the face, I see her. I'm a girl dad. I got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. But you know what? I'm getting stronger. I'm getting through it. And I know for a fact that she's around me and she sees this and she's proud of me. And that's the one thing I got to hold on to. And I got to keep God strong. I got to keep him first. I'm always going to fall short. I'm far from perfect. I'm nobody's role model. I'm just a living example of if you put your mind to something, you can do it.
If you could have done something different, what would you have done?
I would have went there. I would have not went to the bar that night. I would have went there. I would have talked to her. She'd probably still be here. 100%. I believe that in my soul. But I got to let that go.
You can only control you, bro. You can only control you.
Right. But I was in control at the situation when it happened. I was in control. I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Who to say 6 months after that it would happen again out of my control?
That was exactly where I was going to go. My point was that I'm a delusional optimist. I see good in everything. Yeah. And I believe that things happen for a reason, man. God has a plan for everybody, bro.
Absolutely.
And
one thing about me, man, is I'm a very open perspective person. Like, I see perspectives from everyone's angle. Like, I'm not just a tunnel vision, just one perspective person. And that's kind of why I'm OCD and a perfectionist, because it's like, I look at everyone's angle. Like if somebody brings me a playback and they're like, hey, it's missing this, and my line cook's like, nope, get away. Like, I put that on that plate. I don't care. Just give it to them. Make them happy. Make them happy. They're supporting us. Without them, we're not here.
A lot of business owners don't think that way. They want to be in full control in terms of like quality and how we treat people, because I did this.
Right.
I built this business.
Right.
You're going to respect me.
Right.
But you have a unique unicorn perspective when it comes to that. And I personally have seen you, just the way you talk to your clients and customers and how you really care and you spend time with them.
I try to treat everyone like family. Like, once you purchase one plate from me, you're a part of the Smokey Drew family immediately. So after that, you're family. Whether you never come back again, you're still a part of Smokey Drew's family. Mm-hmm. And if I ever have the opportunity to get outside the truck and come shake your hand, best believe I'm going to come shake your hand and tell you thank you.
Yeah, I've witnessed that.
Yeah, that's a very big thing for me. I'm all about respect. I don't care who you are. You can be a CEO or a janitor. That's what my dad taught me. It does not matter who you are. You give that person the most ultimate respect you can, okay? If anybody disrespects me, then it's a different story. We cut ties. But at the end of the day, everybody deserves respect.
That's why you're going to be successful. That mindset. I think you put a lot of weight on yourself, but we all do. And
I'm my own worst enemy. And that's why I'm coming up with a charity program. And I don't know when it's going to launch, but it's called The Enemy Within. And I had an epiphany about 5 years ago before barbecue even happened. Just sitting at Zaxby's with my buddy Princeton eating lunch. And we're just talking about all our trauma. And we're like, bro, we're our own worst enemy, Like, the only thing getting in the way of like what we can accomplish is us. It's not where we came from or, our environment. It's about our mindset.
People wear their trauma like a badge of honor.
Some people do, yeah. Or they wear it like a backpack.
Where do you think Ocala's going with everything that we see?
Dude, I think Ocala is blown up like crazy, dude. Like,
Ocala's up next, man. It's
Dude.
crazy. Even to see like a bunch of creators coming out, a lot of people creating businesses and
Yeah.
getting into the food. I think you're inspiring a lot of people to get into food.
Right. And I see a lot of like trickle down patterns, you know, like not making any examples, but it's like, so I'll come out with something and then I'll see like an advertisement for someone else. And I'm like, these fuckers, you know?
Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me at all because I want to see everybody make it.
Yeah.
I'm not selfish. As long as I can feed my family, I don't care.
That's so good. I often see you post other people, repost other barbecue spots.
Yeah. So, I mean,
But Ocala doesn't have that culture, that perspective. I mean, at least for me, I've been here for about 4 years.
A lot of
5
people
years.
look at it as like competition, but it's really not competition. It's competition if you make it competition.
Yeah.
It's not a competition to me. It's about how can I do my absolute very best to make everyone happy, you know, like.
And so there's this thing in business that a lot of people don't understand where people buy from people, right?
Yeah.
People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And I think from my perspective, somebody who really studies marketing and does this is that you are extremely successful because you let people inside. You operate like a business, but like a business, like a family business.
Yeah.
Where you described earlier, you show the good, the bad, and the ugly.
You got to.
And do you think that is partially the reason that it blew up so fast?
I think that does play a role for sure, because I think people respect that, you know, because I'm not above anybody. Anybody can do this. You know, if you have a passion.
Really though?
Yes. It doesn't matter.
I love that idea. Again, I said I'm a delusional optimist, but I don't know if anybody can do this. People don't understand that you're literally on social media all day long, purposely.
All day.
Because
I'm a slave. I'm a slave to my phone.
Are people willing to do that?
I don't know if they're willing to, but they're capable of it.
Anybody's capable of, but I don't think. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's very fatiguing. I mean, I bounce so much. Like, I mean, I'm open 2 days a week, but I work 6 days a week. I get 1 day off. It's Sunday. That's when I get to spend with my little girls. And then a lot of people are like, oh, open up more days a week. And, you know, like Monday, I shop for my food. Tuesday, I prep. Wednesday, we surf. Thursday, I shop for Saturday. Friday, we prep all day, all night. Saturday, we surf. Sunday is my only day. So if I open up more days a week, number one, I'm going to burn out. Number two, the quality is not going to be as good. And I'm not going to sacrifice quality for anything. Just like customer service. I mean, if
those are non-negotiable.
Even if somebody's lying to me and I know they're lying to me and I've had it happen to me. Hey, I didn't get my dessert in the bag and I watched it go in the bag. I'm not going to argue with them.
They're about to start doing that now that you said.
I don't care. I don't care. Because if I pick up on it, then I'll fire you as a customer.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that. I've had to fire customers.
Talk to me about that.
Well, sometimes it's not worth the headache. Because like I said, I always want to make everyone happy. But once I see somebody that you just cannot make happy, respectfully, I just have to say, thank you for trying us out, but we no longer want your business. And it's that simple. You know, you accept it, you get mad about it, whatever. I mean, that's on you. But if you're more of a headache than you are worth, you know, to my family business, then I can't put up with it.
If somebody wanted to start a food truck today, well, what will be the first 3 things they should do?
If you want to start a food truck, number one, make a Facebook page. All right. Come up with a great name, come up with a good design, because branding is everything. I mean, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm drinking Liquid Death energy drink right now, okay? But the guy that decided to put water in a can, you know, I buy those bottles of waters in those cans because it makes me feel like I'm drinking a beer and I don't have to drink a beer. You know, it's all perspective and it's all marketing. It's all branding. So number one, you got to get your brand right. Get your brand right. Get out on social. Number two, get your recipes correct. Perfect it to your best ability. And then number three, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. Take a chance. That's it. That's the 3 things you need to start off with. And after that, you're going to have a lot more you're going to have to deal with. It's going to be really struggling. But if you're dedicated, you'll get through it.
Was there fear to put yourself out there? Or what, for you, it was just organic? A buddy told you, hey.
Buddy, I live my life in fear. I'm a human being, of course. 100%. Like I said, I tell a lot of people I quit my job. The truth is, I made my job fire me. I asked my wife, I'm like, honey, we got something good going on here. Can I quit? Like, you know, like, let me try this. And she's like, you got a good salary, you know, your job's right down the street, blah, blah, blah. We got weekends off. This is what you always wanted. And I'm like, is it? Is it what I always wanted? And I really had to think about that. And I realized it wasn't. You know, I wanted to create a legacy for my children. So then I started taking longer lunch breaks. I started, you know.
So she didn't approve.
No, she was afraid. And I was afraid to quit. So I was like, I got to make them fire me.
An excuse just to go full.
Yeah. And they did. And I was even scared that day that they did it. And then a week later, I was like, this is going to be the best blessing that ever happened to me in my entire life. Because then we went from Saturdays only and we started Wednesdays. And we were doing dollar wings and we weren't making anything. But we were getting our name out there. Sometimes
you're getting people through the door.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you got to take some losses just to get started.
Yeah, that's good. But people are not willing to take the risk.
Right.
That's another thing. You took a lot of risks.
Huge
you risk a salary.
Huge risk. I mean, I had code enforcement show up. I mean, our very last sale before I shut everything down and get everything legit. And it was all over like a social media post. Like somebody was just bashing me and like saying,
I've seen it.
Yeah, you know, like this guy sells barbecue at his house. How's this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know who that person was. I don't care. But she showed up and it was before we opened. And, you know, we're just talking. And I was like, I mean, I got a food truck right here. I'm not serving out of my food truck, you know. And that was it. She left and we continued the day. We served. And then after that, I looked at my dad and I was like, shit's getting real. Like, we're building something here. Let's shut it down. You know, while we're ahead, let's shut it down. Let's get everything right. And that's why I shut it down in November until the grand opening on February 7th.
What was that, like 3 months?
It was rough. I didn't have any income coming in, but I did have a lot that I saved up. And also, you know, every year we go on vacation to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee because that's where my mom's from. It's where her ashes are. And I like to take my children there, you know, so they can kind of remember their grandma that they never met. So, you know, we got a couple weeks out of that break, just decompressing. But when we came back, we were just so broke. Like we had like, I think I had like negative $800 in my bank account at one point before we opened. And it was like 6 days before we opened. And my wife's freaking out. I'm like, honey, I grew up broke. She didn't grow up broke, you know, she grew up blessed. But she's one of those rare birds where she didn't grow up stuck up rich, you know, like her family actually valued like morals into her. So she, you know, she was just in fear. And I'm like, just wait till after this grand opening. It's going to work out. And to this day, that I believe that was our best day in sales.
The grand opening?
I believe so.
Do you want to disclaim that or no?
Well, how much we did in sales? I think we did 15,000 gross.
In how many hours?
Well, we put briskets on at like 7 p.m. on Friday night. And we stayed at the truck till about midnight. So
from opening to close, from ribbon cutting to close.
So from ribbon cutting was 2. I think we closed at midnight, 10 hours, you know, not including all the prep work that came before that. And then the whole time I'm not in the truck, you know, I'm networking, shaking hands. We're doing, you know, promotions, videos, stuff like that. And, you know, it could have went a lot smoother, but it was our first ball game. Like it was the first time, you know, we've never done this before. And since then, we learned something every single week. No matter what, I take something out of every sale and I put it into the next sale. I'm constantly learning. Once you stop learning, that's when you fail because you stop paying attention.
You think most people stop learning? They think they figured it all out? And
I don't think most people, I think some people. It's just all about your mentality.
So you've been grinding since February, since the soft launch.
Yeah.
What is the future? Let's say 2027. What is that?
Next year, I envision that we still have our home spot. That'll be there forever. And we will have a mobile unit, you know, hopefully.
Yeah.
And a whole nother team that can run that, but still keep the quality to my expectations when I'm not going to be there to visualize it. That's my biggest fear. Because I don't want bullshit going out and, you know, having to deal with excess stuff just because we're expanding too quickly and not have, you know, all our chips together.
Yeah.
So I want to do it at the right speed. And
companies fail also because they try to go faster than
right
they can handle. And then you have these growth challenges that you can't fulfill, and you take on debt that you can't pay, and
Right.
it becomes a scramble.
Right.
I like everything that you're doing. For somebody that doesn't have a background in business, bro,
Nothing,
hats off to you, dude.
Appreciate that, brother.
Because,
Yeah.
and I keep saying a lot of people because I'm in business, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been an entrepreneur. I mean, other than I'm pretty sure I told you the story about my pops when I was a kid.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to get into it?
Yeah.
All right, we can get into it. All right. So, when I was little, I was like 7, 8 years old. My dad would take me to Gator games, and he'd cut the top off a 50-gallon drum, and he would strap it to a dolly and be like, all right, son, you're going to go down this street. You're going to pick up as many beer cans as you can. I'm going through trash. It's fucking disgusting. But, I'm a kid. I don't care. I'm just doing what dad tells. Mm-hmm. And he built a cage in the back of his truck that would like sit up like 6 foot higher than the bed to where we could just dump it in there. And then we'd take it to the scrapyard, and he would pay me. And then next thing you know, we stopped doing that. We started selling bottled water. We got a mobile peddler's license. It was like $115 for the year at the time in Gainesville. We go to these Gator games. I'd sell bottles of water. Next thing you know, I'm like 14. My dad's like, hey, let's scalp tickets. Everybody's out there with signs that say, I need tickets. I need tickets. It's a hustle. So I'd go out there. I'd buy tickets. I'd resell them. And I mean, that's really why I'm a Gator fan, honestly. I mean, like,
you've been hustling.
The entire culture around the university, it built me into the hustler and entrepreneur I am today. But I would not have those morals if my dad did not instill them into me.
People don't know that you grew up having
Poor?
to do stuff. Yeah, poor. Wait, okay, you said it. So
Yeah.
people don't know that you grew up poor.
You're right. Yeah.
How bad was it?
Could have been worse, but wasn't good. I always saw how much my dad worked for what we had, and it never made sense to me. I'm like, this man works so much. And it's not even that I felt like entitled, like I needed more. It was just more of like, I'd go to school and I'd see all the popular kids. Like, I was never popular. I've been a nobody my whole life. I've never had a platform. This is the only platform I ever had, So that's why when we opened, dealing with it was like a real like transition for me. But I was like, there's no way that I'm going to work a third and first shift job like him my entire life and have nothing to show from it. Like, that's modern day slavery. It's not okay. Mm-hmm. But, my dad's straight edge. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do any drugs. His addictions work. Like, he doesn't stop. Like, that man literally is a crackhead for work. Mm. Like, anybody that's ever met him, like, that's what he does.
So when did you come to realization that you were poor? Because you were hustling and bustling, dad's working 2 jobs. You don't have, I'm assuming what most people have. So when did it come like, well, we live a little bit different?
I got made fun of a lot. I was always wearing Walmart clothes and stuff, which looking back at now I'm an adult.
Walmart clothes are phenomenal.
Yeah, looking back at it's like, I don't care now. But, when you're in that mindset as a younger age, you want to fit in, you want to be accepted. I mean, every night for dinner, it was baked chicken and, yellow rice and just, I can't get too selfish, man, because a lot of people grew up way worse than me.
Sure.
And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody. We had a roof over my head. We had the lights on. There was a lot of other things going on in-house that really affected me mentally.
You want to touch on that or no?
I do want to touch on it, but out of respect for my father, I told him I wouldn't touch on it. I wouldn't touch on that.
How does he feel about your and his relationship is great now? You guys are still growing and...
Yeah, dude, we're on top of the world, bro. Like, me and him have never been closer ever. But now I'm in a place to where I can do something for that. And that means more to me than anything other than providing for my family. Like, the fact that I can give him what he was already making, make him work a little bit less hours, not have to have an actual boss. That's my partner, you know what I'm saying? I make sure he knows that. And it's just, that's the most rewarding thing.
You're very family oriented. Where did that come from?
I really don't know, man, because my dad has so many brothers and sisters and we've never been a close family. I mean, I can't tell you.
Did you crave that as a child?
Yeah. I can't tell you the exact number of brothers and sisters he has. I mean, but it's probably like 7, 8.
Yeah.
Like my uncle actually just passed away from cancer last week.
Wow.
And it's crazy because he was hitting up all his siblings. Like, I can't make it downstairs to my basement where our living room is because I got cancer and we need a couch in the living room. Nobody would send him money. And my dad asked me and I'm like, what does he need?
He's like, I don't know, 200, 300 bucks. Send me the cash app. And I have never even met this uncle.
Yeah.
Never even met this uncle before. I don't care. Because there's so many more things in life that are more meaningful than money. Money is evil, but we need it to survive.
Yeah.
That's the monopoly we live in. We're set up for failure, but you can find success if you dig deep enough.
I like that. I never heard it that way, man. That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when I see why people are struggling is because the relationship they have with money.
Right.
You just told me you made $15,000 in a day. You must have a good
I
relationship.
didn't profit 15,000. But yeah, I mean, we had 15,000 in sales.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people have this fear with money because we've been raised to think that money is the root to all evil. But I truly believe that money
You don't
only
think so?
amplifies the person.
You don't think
who
money's
has-
evil?
No, man.
Really?
Because think about it. If you had all the money in the world, somebody as good as you, with the heart that you have, what would you do with that money?
Oh, I mean, I would definitely give back 100%.
You would make a lot of great changes in the world.
I would help people. My favorite part of being a firefighter was helping people. Like 100% helping people brings more joy to me than anything. But I'm also doing that through my barbecue business.
Yeah.
Like I'm able to put it together.
Craft this nice piece of art to not only give people an experience, but make people feel good with your food, man. That's
Right. And
that's
appreciate it.
bro. It's crazy to say because that's marketing 101.
Yeah, it is. But it's
you want to sound like an
so
experience.
you can either do it at a manipulative way, you know, or you can do it from the heart.
Yeah.
I'm not manipulating nobody. Like
Yeah.
when I go and shake your hand and tell you thank you, that's because I know for a fact I would not be here without you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I like how you always revert back to that. And does that keep you grounded?
Yes, 100%.
What's a fear that you have now?
Expansion in the future, finding the right people that will work the way that I work with as much care and passion. That's why a lot of businesses fails, because the quality of the food gets bad. And I'm not going to be that person. I don't care. It will not happen.
You think Ocala is the best place to build the business that you have?
I think Ocala is a great place to build a business I have. I don't know if it's the best place. You know, I haven't traveled enough to really, I've only been a business owner for 3 months. So I can't really answer that.
But you're
truthfully,
from
but-
Ocala.
Yeah, I was born here. So a lot of people shit on Ocala, but I love Ocala.
Why do people shit on Ocala?
I don't know. They called it Slow Cala forever. You know, I haven't heard that in a while, but it was always Slow Cala.
Why is that a bad thing?
I don't think it is. I think it's a great place to raise your kids. You know, you're in the center of everything. You know, both beaches are right next to you. You know, you got Jacksonville, you got Tampa, you got Orlando. You're in the center of everything. Like, I mean, I can take my kids to Busch Gardens on Sunday and it's an hour and a half drive. Like, I love Ocala.
Yeah. Ocala grew on me big time. I come from the city and I like to be around
Right.
people and I like things done fast.
Because you're from Miami, right? Or New York?
No, I'm from New York.
New York, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And so when I first moved over here, I hated it, bro. I was punching
Because
the wall.
it was slow.
because it was slow. But what I realized is there's some incredible people here. When I started meeting people, I'm like, man, this is home for sure. And there's never been a better time to build a business in Ocala. It's not saturated like every other market.
Right.
The thing that kind of throws me off is that we're still so far behind from other cities. We don't
are.
embrace social media. We don't embrace
We are.
the new culture
Right.
that is rising here, especially in Ocala.
Rising
And
fast, too.
it forces people to leave. Like
Yeah.
one of the biggest struggles I have and a lot of businesses have is finding talent, because if you want to do something big and you live in Ocala, the first thing that comes to mind is you think you have to leave. You think you have to go to Miami. Hey, I want to build a big business. I want to do social
You think
media.
you need to be in a bigger city,
You need
right?
to- you
Yeah,
need to be in a
I
bigger
get what you're
city.
saying.
And so how do we support the people that's coming up in the city, that's innovating, that's doing new things that Ocala hasn't really like
Dude, that's a
supported and
wonderful
pushed?
question, honestly. And I mean, I don't have the answer to that, to be honest with you. I get 100% where you're coming from. Like Ocala, and I mean, it's growing ever since the World Equestrian Center was built. I mean, it's just been elevating. And there are a lot of people out here that have dreams, that want to make it and just don't have guidance.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm an open book, and that's why I stay transparent. If anybody needs help, they can reach out to me. I'm not going to tell you my recipes of my food, but I'll tell you the steps you need to get started. I don't think I've been in business long enough
It's crazy to even say that, dude. It's
been 3
The
months,
whole Ocala
bro.
knows who you are and what you do. I'm pretty sure like the half of Ocala has tasted your food so far, bro.
And see, that's a concept I can't even wrap them around my mind, honestly. Like that's disbelief for you. Like me hearing that out of your mouth is disbelief for me.
And a lot has to do with your social media, bro. The way you push your social media, man, you're like a half influencer, half like business owner. And it's such a great thing to do because we in the culture where even influencers are getting like major brands for like Walmart and retail places because it's so much easier to push product when people know who you are.
Correct. Yeah. So the more people you know, the bigger following you have, the bigger name you have. And that's why I started doing this little influencer thing. I don't know if you saw on Facebook. Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
So basically, I wanted to get more followers, more exposure. So people that did actual food reviews and, had a good, decent following, I would supply them with a platter of their choice. And I just wanted honest opinions. I don't want no fake bullshit saying, oh, this is the best barbecue in the world, blah, blah, blah. No, I want you to take a bite and I want you to describe it. I want truth.
A true review.
A true review. Because people are going to respect you more if you give true reviews rather than you have 100 videos of everything's great. Because that's not real. It's not real. And I know you want to help the business.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to be raw with it.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
You got to keep it raw.
3 top restaurants in Ocala.
3 top restaurants in Ocala. All right. I'm going to start with this one because nobody knows about these people. All right. I'm going to give them a shout out. Johnny's Pizza in the Shores, I think is the best pizza in Ocala. And my kids' favorite food's pizza. I can't get my kids to eat my damn chicken tenders that I make at the food truck, bro. And they love chicken and fries, I love Mojo's. Mojo's, I feel like, is a great restaurant. Rhonda's a great guy. I'm pretty sure he sold it. Terry's Bar and Grill, iconic in Ocala. Amazing portions, great food, great service.
So those are the 3 go-to places?
Off the top of my head, on the spot, yeah. Yeah.
Best barbecue in Ocala.
Smoky Drew's. That's what they say. That's for y'all to decide.
Is there a question that I didn't ask that I should have asked?
I don't think so, honestly. I think this has just been a really good flow, a really great conversation.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of bases, a lot of business, Ocala, family.
Right.
This was more about your story and how did you have struggles? Because I don't think people know that. So this is a side of
not trying to bring race into it, but a lot of people, they're like, oh, white boy, probably didn't come, everything handed to him.
Yeah. But it's the complete opposite.
Complete opposite.
Does that make you appreciate things more because you know what it is to not have?
Yes, I know the value of $1. Yes. See, and that's like what me and my wife talk about because she's an amazing woman in the world, but she grew up with money, and I did not. So that's
Is she up at 2:00 in the morning on Amazon? Is that what you're getting at?
No, actually, I'm up at 2:00. I'm the guilty one. I'm the guilty one of that one. Nah, man, she might go spend $300 at Target, but what woman doesn't? Number one, half the money she's spending is on her children. She was born to be a stay-at-home mom.
Wow.
And I always wanted to give her that. She was working for her dad before her dad passed away in November. And, he ran a CPA firm. And, God rest his soul. I wish she was still here because I need a good CPA. Shout out to my boy Eddie Miller. He's my new CPA. I've known him since he was 5 years old, but he's still green. He's still getting into it. She's a stay-at-home mom now. And
bro, how does it feel to even say that? You put yourself in a position where you could basically retire your wife.
I'll start crying right now, bro.
Yeah. You love your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my rock.
Yeah. Did she support you from the very beginning?
She's always supported me, but she's always lived her life in fear, which I don't blame her for it because life is scary, and I'm trying to break her out of her shell with that. And she's gotten so much better. After she saw this, she even told me, she's like, I never believed in you, but I just didn't this is crazy. This is literally crazy what's going on right now. I can't even make sense of it. It has to be God. There's no way.
For sure.
I know I have my own personality and I know I do my own marketing and, my engagement and, I'm respectful with my customers and I have good quality barbecue, but at the end of the day, there's a higher energy that's pushing me and keeping me grounded and just pushing me forward nonstop. Even when I want to give up on my hardest days, when I get burnt, we don't sell out. I don't know what to do with the rest of the food. And we have a bad day and I take a loss on the day. You know, we lose money after I pay all my overhead and, you know, pay my guys. And it's like, you know, I'm down. And then my dad looks at me and he's like, guess what, son? Tomorrow's another day.
I truly believe you had to go through all of that.
Absolutely.
And I mean that in the most respectful way.
Bro,
I'm talking about it all. The trauma, the
everything.
experience, everything.
Everything, bro.
It literally
It made
developed
me
the
who I
person
am.
that you are
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And the fact that you are able to see those things.
And a lot
as
of people
lessons-
that don't go through shit, yeah, they're blessed. But it also doesn't develop their character to the way that you might need it to be developed to get to where you're going. I mean, half glass full, half glass empty.
But I want to ask you this question. The minute I started speaking about your wife, you felt something.
Of course.
Why?
Because
Is that appreciation?
I don't show her enough appreciation because I'm always just glued to my phone. And I don't want to say I'm selfish. I am, though. You know, I'm just constantly trying to just come up with just new stuff and just dealing with all kinds of outside,
Get her involved. One of the hardest things as an entrepreneur is finding the person that's 100% aligned.
I'm going to be very respectful. My wife's not that person.
Yeah.
She's not a business person, and that's okay. But she's a damn good mother.
Bring her around other people that other woman.
Right. She's more friends. She doesn't have a lot of friends and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
for sure. Because
you know.
that'll help out a lot, especially
Right.
seeing it from other women. And,
Right.
you know, even my fiance, she didn't come from a lot. She had a crazy experience. Her story is incredible, but
Right.
she always had this burning desire to do more.
Yeah.
And when we met, I was supposed to be her coach to start her business. And
That's how you met?
that's how we met.
Before,
but we
any
met in this building.
connection?
It's crazy. We met in this building.
in Ocala.
So the previous owner introduced me to her because she wanted to start a business. And I'm like, just follow me.
Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you to people.
Right.
And she wound up following me to the bed, bro.
That's a bar. That is a bar.
No, but my point where I was trying to get at is
No, yeah.
she was never been around business people, but she had this burning desire and she was coachable. And the reason I said
Bro, coachable is key.
it's super key. And what I'm trying to get at
So
is
key.
I can tell you all day long how to develop the skills, but it's by proximity and the energy and hearing other people's stories that allow you to see yourself
Yeah.
as that.
You're either gonna put your all into it or you're gonna half-ass it. It just depends on how you're built.
Sure. But that's what I'm trying to say. Bring your wife around other people that have that mindset, especially women.
So I would definitely do some connecting with her.
I want you to look at this camera
Yeah.
because I know she's gonna see this.
Yeah.
And tell her how much you appreciate her.
I can't even put it into words, sweetheart. Like, everything you do for this family, I would not be the man I am today without you. That's all I can say. And I've put her in a position to where she has her dream job. She was born to be a stay-at-home mom. And when I was growing up, I was like, oh, stay-at-home moms, they're lazy, you know what I'm saying?
So there is a preconceived notion when it comes to like stay home moms.
Right. And then I had kids and I'm like, this is the hardest job in the damn world. I mean, I love my kids to death, but ain't no way, bro. My patience isn't that good, man. And that's probably why they listen to me. I mean, that's a whole other topic. But I mean, dude, she's doing enough. She's doing more than enough. I don't need her involved in this business. I need her to do what she's doing at home.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. You're living a life of purpose, man. And God keeps to bless you because you're on the right path.
I believe so as well.
And so I want you to leave a message to the people that follow you.
Yeah.
Because the real ones are going to watch this. And the real ones are going to learn something from this.
If you absorb it, you will get something out of this. Something will click and you will be able to figure it out. So a message to my followers is thank you. That's it. That's simple. Because sometimes simple is the most powerful. Thank you. Without you guys, I'm not Smokey Drew. I'm True Parson, living right down the street with my family, trying to figure out what's next. Just a lost soul, dealing with trauma and all the other obstacles life throws at me. I mean, barbecue gave me a purpose.
I think it saved your life.
I think it did. I 100% believe that. And it's crazy that you witnessed that and you said that, because I think it did.
Yeah. I've gotten to have the pleasure to be in proximity to you for the last couple of months. And I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We had some great conversations along the way, and I've seen how much you have grown as a person.
Yeah, in such a short amount of time, right?
Such a short amount of time.
I mean, we met in what, June? When did you buy this building? June, July,
August.
So I want to say we met in like late August, June. So it's almost been a year, actually. I mean, we're coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, when
And
we
the
met,
conversation when we first started was completely different than what it is today. I didn't even think you'll come on this podcast, honestly.
really,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's probably why I put it off so much.
Yeah.
Because I had to reschedule a few times, obviously, and it was more of a mental building. Like, I don't want to come on here until I was mentally ready to do so, because I had a lot of things I had to learn about being a business owner that I was not prepared for. But I learned quick, because if you don't, the internet will kill you. It'll make you or break you. But you can't survive as a small business owner without the internet.
Yeah.
It's very crucial. Marketing is very crucial.
People that want to know more about you. We talked about business. We talked about personal.
Yeah.
I want to get into the right now.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not working?
I work 6 days a week, be over 2. So I got Sundays. When I'm not working on Sundays, it's all about my kids, bro. It's all about my kids. If I can take them to a water park, Busch Gardens, like anything I can do to like create memories for them, make them happy, that's the biggest drug that I could ever want in life. There's not a more fulfilling drug in this world than being a father. That's my hobby. I used to love playing basketball and I wrecked my knee. So, I mean, that's out of the question.
What did being a father teach you about life that you didn't know before I became?
That your impact on somebody's fragile mindset will literally affect them for the rest of their life.
Did you realize because of the experiences that you had? And so it's your job as a father to protect them and make sure that
I tell my kids I love them because I don't ever want them to grow up feeling like they're not.
Did your dad tell you he loved you?
He did.
Did you embrace it?
No.
At some point, did you feel entitled? Like you was owed something because you did hit the love?
Yeah, I had to get through that. I felt like the world owed me something. I went through that phase. I had to get over that. But I realized the world doesn't owe me shit because everybody's going through it. And I always thought I was alone. And then I really started seeing, like, you know, through my transparency and sharing my story and stuff, like, so many other people are going through the same thing. They just don't know that they're not alone either.
Let's use that as a roadmap for somebody who's struggling with their mental health, because everything you described today.
And mental health is not talked about enough in America, and it really pisses me off. You know, and I mean, it's such a delicate subject, and everyone goes through it in some sort of perspective. You know, I don't care if you're the most healthiest person in the world. Deep down in your roots, you have mental health issues that are holding you back from your full potential, whether you know it or not. And it's the way that the world works.
I think it's used very loosely. For a large period of my life, I've struggled with my mental health. I had very low self-esteem because of the trauma that I went through. And it wasn't caused by anyone. It was just I woke up and keep that. And it was in a different time where we didn't embrace people that had certain disabilities, and you could make a TikTok and start a brand off. Of course, yeah. There was a place where you was criticized and you was, oh, look, the con. Yeah. You was frowned upon. And,
I mean, dude, I grew up the fat kid. I hated my body my entire life. You know, I never wanted to go to the pool and take my shirt off. Ever. But you know what? We went to the beach a couple of weeks ago and took my shirt off, and I'm not.
I feel like I ski with your shirt off every goddamn week, bro.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
You know, I'm not happy with what I see in the mirror, but you know what I do? I look at it and I'm like, I've made progress. I'm at peace with it. And at the end of the day, if somebody looks at me, calls me fat, that's their own problem.
I think getting your body goes with you.
Right.
Well, that's the perfectionism.
Yeah. Right.
You always can't find some shit. You're gonna have a six pack and you like, yeah, it's not. They're not strong enough.
I mean, I used to be a person before firefighting. I was a personal trainer as a health and fitness. When the mayor Ben Marchand of it. And it was crazy because that's when my mom was going through like relapses and stuff. And he has a testimony that's absolutely amazing. I'm not going to discuss, but he shared it with the public. And I would actually go to AA meetings with his wife to learn how to deal with my mother. Like he would set that up for me as I was working for him. So I would deal with her like once a week to church, and she would go for him, like how to like,
Yes. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was a big impact when everything kind of fell apart in that category. And then I jumped right in firefight. And then after that, worked a couple of BS shops before I had a kid.
Was he somebody who had an impact on you?
Absolutely. He is one of the greatest role models that you could ever imagine. Like, if you talk to that man on a personal level, he will shine a light at you. Yeah, he's a damn good man.
When it's all said and done, when you lived your own beautiful life.
When I'm sitting on my patio and I'm 80 years old, sitting there holding a wax fan.
What did you want to leave? What is that legacy that you desire?
Honestly, man, I just want to make my kids proud. If my kids look up to me and say, Dad, you were a good dad, that's all legacy I think. If my dad's happy, if my wife's happy, my kids are happy, that's a big enough legacy for me. But I know Smoky Drew's Barbecue is a platform that'll get me there. This looks like it was yesterday that I met you. Yeah, that my dad drove to my house and was like, hey, the new business owner's over there. I need you to come, blah, blah, blah. I'm prepping ribs at the time, like getting ready for the next day. I'm like, all right, okay. He's like, I've stopped there like 5-6 times for the last month. I finally got him. I was like, all right, let's get a talk to him. Because my dad wanted us to put the food truck here at this location.
Yeah.
Which I did as well. And then I realized I needed a busier road.
Yeah.
I wanted
a perfect location.
Right. I wanted to put it here for comfortability because it was so close to my house. And then I realized I need to be on the main road. And that spot was actually taken. And so we were trying to figure out what we were going to do, where we were going to put it. And then the person that had the lease on that spot said, I'd rather do events. It's not really working out. And I posted on Facebook on our business page, hey, where would you like to see Smoke and Juice Barbecue's home spot? And one person tagged that. And I was like, yeah, I would love to, because that was my dad's first idea. Like he wanted to be there because it has a connection for us to dump our wastewater. We got electric, like we have seating, like we don't have to move the truck, it just stays there. And I thought they were lying, and it turned out to be true. And then the very next day, the owner's wife of the lot messaged me. It was like, I'm following you. I think you're going to do great. And I'm like, all right, well, it's November. I don't have rent money right now until January. I'm not going to be able to get that spot. And she's like, don't worry, I'm going to hold it for you. I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. So they held it for me. And it's going to be iconic. And I texted his wife today. I'll read it to you. I was like, I just want to sincerely reach out to you, especially you and your husband, and just let you guys know this location and believing in me changed my life. I was going through a lot of depression trying to get everything started with this business, and it's been such a blessing for my family, and it wouldn't have been possible without you saving that spot for me. So I just want to express my sincere gratitude. I truly appreciate you. And I also said, I know Mark's a busy man, her husband. Let him know as well. I don't want to bother him. I did just drop off the red check though. And she responded a lot. She said, Drew, yes, I believe in you. After our first conversation, I knew this guy has got it. Thank you for reaching out. I love understanding your story. It's very special to our heart because Mark and I both understand and support mental health challenges. And now we are even more proud of you and your accomplishments. Opening a food truck isn't easy, and you and your dad are doing it right. The future is bright. And that was today. But it's something just, I was driving down the street and I'm like, I need to send this message, because I actually met her daughter like last week, and she bought from me like 3 or 4 times before even introducing herself. I mean, she was an absolute sweetheart. I was like, y'all did a great job, by the way. But I felt the spirit move into me to where I was like, I need to tell them thank you. Because the blessings that I'm getting right now, even though it's so stressful and I'm going through a lot, it's so rewarding, right? Yeah, it's so rewarding. Like I was riding down the street today thinking, somebody could offer me $1 million salary a year and I wouldn't take it. I would not take it and give up what I've created. No shot. The answer is no. You can't put a value on it, man. You can't.
Perfect. Price is intrinsic.
Yeah.
Internal. It's part of your soul, your DNA. Like you honestly was made to do what you do. Not only do what you do, but be on this platform and share some of those inner demons that you may have, because people look at you like you got it.
Yeah, people a lot, but oh, these guys are together. He's doing amazing for himself. Buddy, I'm a mess. I really don't have it all together. I stay composed. I'm learning every single day just how to do better. I'm just going. And as I'm going at my own pace, it's elevating. And that's why I'm not pushing it too fast, because it's doing it on its own. It's like an algorithm. It's already been written.
It's like you're doing two things at the same time. You're building a business, but you're also building like this influencer platform.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy, because since moving here, I always thought that people don't understand that.
Yeah.
You are supposed to do both simultaneously, because people want to buy people.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I mean, somebody called me a local celebrity the other day, and I was like, local celebrity? No. Like, and then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, dude, I went to Restaurant Depot the other day, and I had a cold. So I was like in a long sleeve, like just gator shirt with a hoodie on and a hat, just incognito. And just some random lady stopped me and she's like, hey, you're Spunky Drew. And I was like, that's random. How can I help you? She's like, oh, I just started a food truck, this and this. And, we chopped it up for a little hot conversation. But it's like, she just recognized me. Like, I'm like hoodie on, incognito. And I'm like, that was like weird for me.
Okay, wet dog.
Yeah, I mean, it made me happy. Yeah, I did. It made me happy. I've always craved attention growing up. But now, like when I post stuff, it's not really more for attention. So I always wanted to be a comedian, so I like to be funny.
Yeah, it shows in your content.
Yeah. So like I try to be funny, and I try to just post random stuff. And
I'm excited what you do on TikTok. I'm really excited. You're gonna realize that it's a different platform.
Yeah,
it's much shorter and more creativity.
Right.
And you love creativity.
Yeah.
You're thinking all day long, new ways. Are you using anything
for my marketing?
Or just anything in your business?
Yes. So I definitely use ChatGPT to make my flyers, and I use it. But see, this is the thing with ChatGPT. A lot of people are lazy with it. So they'll just be like, all right, create me a post that says this, this, and this. And they'll just take it, right? And they'll post it. But I'm such a perfectionist that I'll be ChatGPT's boss for half an hour until that's exactly what I want.
I'll be ready to go my phone now.
Yeah. No, I'll be like, nope, you didn't get it right. Change this. And just keep going.
If you like ChatGPT, bro, go on Claude. You're gonna delete ChatGPT and
there you go. Hurry, but
like it's a billion times better.
Really?
ChatGPT, like it feels like it's declined in creativity and its response and its way of thinking.
It's starting to be all the same. Yeah.
And once you really understand it, there's so much you could do there. It's like ChatGPT on steroids. You can create apps. You can create your whole back end marketing. Like,
and even if like you guys see a post on the internet, like of my marketing and stuff, it's not all ChatGPT, because I definitely go in there and I tweet.
People give you shit about it.
No one's giving me shit yet. I give myself shit, because I feel like it's a lazy thing. Everyone's doing the same thing. But I mean, you just got to keep evolving. It's an employee in your pocket.
That is good. Keep evolving, because eventually you're gonna see people that get really good with the phone.
Yeah.
When you give our shots up. Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, you're still relatively new and in this space.
That's what's scary about it, though.
Just don't burn out. Don't be so goddamn parties.
Yeah, that's the best advice anyone can give me, because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not pushing that, because I purposely believe that everybody has to go through their own journey. As long as they,
I'm stuck. I got to learn things the hard way. where I've came since our first conversation. I mean, you can.
Yeah, you're a whole different person. That's why, like, I'm excited.
I mean, I lost a whole person.
Yeah, like, how much weight did you lose?
So January I was 425. Right now I'm 298. Just intermittent fasting. Really trying to like dial in my diet. Like I haven't been to the gym as much as I should. Be honest, maybe 8 times in the last year. Just really just trying to get my health right. Just started doing smoothies in the morning. If anybody wants the recipe, hit me up. But
And that's how.
oh yeah, dude, gut health is so important for your mind. So many people don't understand the importance of gut health.
You're about to open up another.
I know, dude. I know. We're about to just
Dude,
get
is there
deeper and
anything
deeper.
else?
Like this chapter 1 might help this amount of people, and then chapter 2 just builds more on that.
Dude, because you're gonna grow, you're gonna evolve.
So I'm gonna have more struggles, you know, and I'm already mentally prepared for it because I wasn't going into it, and now I'm like, all right, something's probably gonna go wrong today. Be ready to call an audible and figure it out before you overreact. And just having that mindset has helped me so much. I've called so many audibles in the last few months, bro. Like,
What did you think about when you came onto this podcast?
so I was literally in my room. I just got showered, got dressed, and I'm like, about to go do a podcast. I never thought I'd be on a podcast my entire life, you know? I feel like I'm about to go talk to Joe Rogan, like I was telling you, like, it's fun. But I mean, a lot of people need to hear not necessarily about my story or the good, but just know that if you're fighting, don't stop fighting. Don't give up. I've seen so many people around me give up, and they're in the same position they are right now that they were 10 years ago. And it breaks my heart because I see their potential, but they quit fighting.